It's a little late in the afternoon, maybe. What time is it? It's gotta be like 4:30. And I'm sitting outside the Salvation Army right now. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna try to make it quick today. I don't really feel like being out too long, so I'm gonna pop in here. I'm gonna pop into the Goodwill, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Hopefully, I'll find something good. We'll see. Let's go. Let's go shopping. All right, here we are. This is the Salvation Army. There's maybe, I don't know, there's maybe 3 Salvation Armies that are kind of in my regular rotation. This one is probably number 1. It's not super close to me, but close enough. Okay, purple 50% off today. Tan is 25% off. I think I might only find 1 tan item today, and it's not even something to buy. I saw those jeans across the floor there. They had some like print all over them, and I wondered what they were. And I think it was just, is it Sheen? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Those fast fashion jeans, fast fashion clothing company. Nothing special, left it behind. Um, Running along this wall of stuffed animals, and there are a few that I'm looking at, but nothing too exciting. Nothing that grabs my attention. I've only ever really found a couple of Build-A-Bear things here that were worth buying, and a couple of squishmallows. I think they might be totally out of vogue now. Those squishmallows. I'm not sure though. There's probably still some that are worth a little bit of money, but here's a Toad from Mario Brothers. This astronaut bear, kind of cute, but I don't think it's anything. Okay, that looks like a pretty old Mickey Mouse Sorcerer's Apprentice. The tag was totally worn away, but I decided to leave it behind. Those little trucks there, I think they say, I think they were Boruto. I guess it's probably anime or manga. I think it's probably mostly anime. So those could have been something, but I think they were marked like $3 a piece, so I left them behind. I see this weird marking on this animal. I think it's is it called a mosasaur from Jurassic World? So it has some kind of branding on it, but I couldn't identify it, and it certainly wasn't a Jurassic Park brand. So I don't know if that's anything. It was it's quite a bit bigger than it looks on the camera, and I was thinking like, even if this is worth a little bit of money, how am I going to ship this? It's awkward. I have to store it, and I decided to just leave it behind. Didn't even do any research on it. It looks like they got a little bit of furniture back since the last time I was here. That whole section there is usually just furniture right behind me, and it was last time I was there was totally empty. And this store is pretty emptied out today. It's fairly low amount of inventory here. So I've been seeing a lot of free fish tanks on like Facebook Marketplace, and it's been getting me to think maybe I should get a fish tank set up, but I don't really want to have to take care of it. That one was, I think, $75, a little too high, since considering I'm seeing like 90-gallon tanks for free. People just wanted to get rid of them with all the supplies and everything. These are the new inventory carts. They just use regular shopping carts there to push that stuff out. And they seem like they try to keep things sort of generally together by item type or category, but it is a little tough to look through those carts when they just pile stuff in there. They're not really designed to be shopping through. There's nothing good in there anyway. Here's some Halloween stuff. Kind of interesting Halloween decoration stuff, but Halloween's over now. There's a couple Barbies, something else I don't really know anything about. Barbies, how do you know which ones are valuable and which ones aren't? When there's about 1 million different Barbies, it's hard to figure out which ones are good and which ones aren't. That was shoot, I can't remember the brand. It was like a liquor, maybe it was. I can't see on the screen. It's too small for me to tell what I'm searching for. But it's like a little picture with a alcohol brand on it, and there was a couple that were exactly the same as that one that were listed, and a bunch that were similar but not exactly alike. And no sales though, so put it back. It looked cool, like very interesting design. I'm looking at books here. I think I do find a couple of religious texts here, maybe just one. Well, there's a few that I'm looking through. So there's a book there. It's called New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. I think that's maybe it's a Jehovah's Witness thing. I'm not sure. And then this one, another Bible thing. I do look this one up and decide not to buy it. I think they have it probably like $3 or $4, and I think it's only worth about 10 or 12. So I leave that one behind, but I do grab that other one, the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. It's from 1984. They just have $1.99, and that one looks in pretty rough condition, so I'm leaving it behind. And then these tiny little Bibles, like one is like just the New Testament, one might be the Old Testament. I'm not sure. Um, I didn't even bother looking them up. That could have been interesting, and maybe I could have done a little lot, those three small biblical books, but left it behind. So here's one. This is the one I'm talking about, New World Translation. I guess I'll look it up right now, see how it's doing. And it's okay. It's not a huge seller, but maybe $16 to $20. I'm gonna list mine at 20 and see how it does. I think it had pretty like a medium kind of a sell-through rate. So not a super fast seller, but it won't sit too long, I don't think. And I'm just looking right now for anything else that could be interesting. There's mostly right here, I think, is like gardening books. They don't really do like extreme sorting, categorizing books here, but they do a pretty good job of keeping similar books together. So like outdoor books and gardening books. Here's a whole bunch of books. 12 and a half. I don't know anything about Gary V. I think is a guy who's like a kind of a business guru. I'm pretty sure that's his book. There's so many copies of it there that I just have to check to see if it's worth anything, because that would make a very simple, quick, multi-quantity listing if that book was worth even a little bit of money. You know, if it's worth 10 or $12, let's say it's worth 15, 12 to 15, and I could get it for two, I probably would buy it if there were 6 or 8 of them that were all the same. You know, I can make one listing. And there's a few more over here. I can see them. This book, the What If book, this is the guy, what's the comic called? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm gonna grab that book for my dad, so that's not a inventory book, just something I'm gonna bring my dad next week. We're gonna go down to visit for Thanksgiving. Yesterday was his birthday. I called and talked to him. He wasn't feeling well. He kind of had a cold, so he didn't have the best birthday. So I'm gonna give him that book. He likes these kind of books that are like random fact books. Here's a good one. The Anne Rice's. It's not Interview with the Vampire. It's the Vampire Chronicles. So it's like three books in one. It says it's bound in leather, but it doesn't really feel like leather. But it's like collector's edition or something like that. So some of these books, this one I think is like $3. Some of them are sold for like as much as 80, but they seem to be generally around like 35 to 50. So I'm gonna grab that for $3 and try to get it listed for maybe 35 or 40. I don't want to try to go to the top end of the sell through, the sales, the comps. I'm just gonna put it kind of at the middle lower end. So I'll probably list it for like 35, maybe 40. To have a tiny little bit of wear on the back, but in pretty good condition, really. There's some baskets got these wooden handles. Looks kind of like ancient, so that could have been something special, but who knows. All right, let's quickly look at DVDs, see if there's anything here worth picking up. I know I see a couple of things that I want to look at. First thing here is, oh yeah, the James Dean collection. I just bought these 3 movies on Blu-ray. I'm hosting a film series at work, so people will come and watch the 3 James Dean movies in December. And I was having a little bit of trouble getting that Blu-ray because Well, the one I got was like a UK edition, and it seemed to be fine. I opened it up and tested it, and played on the DVD player fine. But I thought maybe this DVD set would be something valuable. It was like $5, probably only worth about 9, so left it behind. And here is the Wings, the TV series. This would have been in the early '90s, I guess. This is the complete series. Like they really crammed it all together into one small package. I think it's 16 or 18 discs. I think that one was $1.99, and I think it's worth about 25 to 30, maybe. Maybe somebody has sold it for a little bit more than that, but seems like $25. I'll list it for, let's say I'll list it at 27 or 28, right in the middle there, 25 to 30. So yeah, that was good. That was a good pickup. 10 times my investment, I think. And I don't usually look at video games, but these are PS4 that are relatively recent games, so I decided to take a look at these, and luckily I can just scan those barcodes. And there's 3 of them here. I don't remember what the third one was, but I just buy 2 of them. Resident Evil Revelations 2. There it is. It's not worth a whole lot, $16. And then this Minecraft one is worth a little bit more. Like some of these have sold pretty well, like 80. But most of them, again, they're like in the like $45 range. 40 to 50, so I'll list mine at 45. Both of those are $1.99 each, which seem pretty low. I was kind of surprised that they weren't marking up video games higher. So those are 2 pretty decent pickups, I guess. Well, at least one good one. Here's a typewriter. It looks pretty cool. It's got the little case and everything, and I don't remember exactly what it is. Underwood. It's like a Underwood 385 or something like that. Just some numbers. Probably like a late 70s, I would guess, from the look of it. Maybe 80s even. But I think there's one that sold for like $100, and then most of them sold for like 35. I'm not sure why one was 100 and then the rest of them are like, I guess there were a couple like around 60 sold comps, but most of them were like 35 to 60, I guess. And I think it was $17, a little bit too expensive for something that I might only get $30 for. So, and also big, heavy, complicated pack. If I'm going to pack something that's a pain, I want to be making a decent amount of money on it. So that's going to only be, maybe you make $10 profit on it. I'm not gonna take that. But I do like typewriters. There's something that feels cool to mess around with. So yeah, small appliances here, nothing exciting. The other side of the shelf here is this is sort of the, I guess you would say it's like the miscellaneous section. They have tools there. Here's a Coleman lantern. It's like an electric one, pretty rough shape. I think it's missing several parts. But I sold a gas-powered Coleman lantern recently for a pretty decent amount of money. So now I'm looking at Coleman stuff all the time. And I just saw on the Shed Flips channel, they sold a Coleman collector's book. I think just the book was like over $100. So Coleman stuff, I guess there are collectors for it and people who will pay a decent amount of money. So I'm looking at Coleman stuff now. This lady's going pretty slow. I think she's I'm pretty sure she's a reseller. I grabbed those light bulbs. We just had one of our lamps, the bulbs were flashing. I guess is a good indication that the LED is going bad. So I grabbed those. So that's not for sale, just for home use. This a box of vintage mason jar lids, like for canning tomatoes or canning vegetables. And I don't know, it seemed like they were old enough that maybe somebody looks for the old ones and not the new ones, but no, they're not worth anything. Another game, this is Milton Bradley Simon game. It said made in the USA in the back, so I thought these old ones, maybe they're worth something, but those things selling for like $12, and I think they had $9.99 on it. So let's just keep moving. I almost ran that guy over. He apologized to me. I apologized back. That's the guy that works there. He was headed through the staff door. Pots and pans. There was a pan there that looked like Revereware had the exact same handle, but it was not. It was like a ripoff. So this train set, great. A Railroad Empire. I don't remember the brand name of this. I am going to pick this up, but this is one of the things that I haven't done any research on yet. You know, the little bit of research I do here in the store tells me that could be worth, like if it's in complete condition, could be worth around 100 or a little bit more. But they only have $5 on it. I suspect it doesn't have all the parts. And I was seeing people selling individual parts, like each train car. Just in that little quick time I was looking on my phone, seemed like they're selling the trains and stuff for like $20 a piece. Excuse me. And they only have $5 on it. So for $5, I'm going to take that whole train set for sure. I'm looking up at this mailbox post. Decide to leave that behind. And then let's go to the next aisle. Plastic junk here. I don't know what this thing is. Some kind of a dial, like a vacuum sealing thing. It didn't seem like it was working. I don't know why I spent so much time messing around with it. I wanted to see if it worked, and it doesn't seem like it worked. Here's a Barnum and Bailey mug, like you could buy with a drink in it at the circus, and it was broken. I don't know if those are worth anything anyway, but it's broken. I just bought a like a pill case. We were giving Pineapple, our dog, a what is it, fluoxetine every day, and I bought a case so I would be able to tell that I remember to give to him if I left the lid open, for Tuesday or whatever. So I got a 7-day pill case just for that. And then I was thinking when I bought it, I bet I'd find one of these at the thrift store. And I mean, I probably only spent $2 on it anyway, but I saw two of them at my lunch break thrift store on Thursday, and then I saw some here today too. So I guess I could have waited and got a cheaper one. Here, I found that empty box, and then I walked a little bit down and saw the thing that was supposed to be in it, so I put it back together. I really don't understand why people do that. Like, why would you just go to the store and open something, take the thing out, and then walk away and leave it? Put it back in the box. Takes 1 second. So I'm skipping mostly this whole aisle. Now on to some small pottery stuff, salt and pepper shakers. I'm not so interested in glass like that, but I do like to look at ceramic. Just, I don't know. I mean, a lot of times it's not really worth anything. Most of the time it's not. Even the stuff that's good isn't worth much. I always pick up pineapple things in honor of our little puppy. So I'm gonna scoot through here pretty quickly. I'm looking for anything that I think could be worth money, and I have, like I said, I do like pottery and ceramics, and I think a lot of people leave the good stuff behind because they don't want to have to deal with shipping it. So I'll be the guy who looks at it. Oh, here's something. I don't remember the brand, the maker, but these are German, Bavaria. These are older dishes, and they look kind of interesting. You could see they have the Salvation Army sticker on there, and they also have a Goodwill sticker. So somebody bought those and then redonated them. So that probably should have been a good indication to me that they're not worth anything. Somebody probably bought those thinking they were going to sell them, and then they redonated them. They bought them at the Goodwill, gave them back to the Salvation Army. But maybe they were good, but I couldn't find any comps, so I didn't pick those up. All right, coffee mugs. Just quickly scan these. It's not that often that you find anything good coffee mug wise, but it's kind of fun to look at them. And these tchotchkes, these don't change that much. So just looking just to see if there's anything new. Here's that glittery gorilla on the bottom, second to the bottom shelf. I've seen him there about, I guess this is the third time I've seen that guy. Keep moving. Let's look at these bags real quick. I like the idea of these crates that collapse, and then I think, what would I ever use that for? If I have a crate, I want to put stuff in it and then leave it in it. I wouldn't want to take stuff out and then collapse the crate. Right now you can't see it, but I'm looking at an animatronic, like a little singing, dancing Easter bunny on the top shelf, and it doesn't come up with anything. It doesn't come up at all. The one they had there, it said paper mache musical bunny, and couldn't find any comps of it. I don't know what the price on it was. This is mostly Christmas stuff here, holidays. They had some Easter stuff there too. And now on to jackets. Here's a cool thing. Maybe it's cool. I don't know. This is like an army surplus. Excuse me. It's like a navy jumper. It's called navy. It's called dress blue jumper. So I search up navy blue jumper dress, and of course, it's looking for stuff that's the color navy blue on eBay. So now I'm trying to find the maker's name or some other indicator, something else that I can search and get a little bit closer. And this is one of these instances where the results that you get on the phone are different than the ones you get at home. So I do the exact same search and I find one that sold for $50 on the phone. So great, $50. They got 7 on it, $6.99. I'll take it. Excuse me. When I get home, I can't find that listing, even though I looked at it right there on my phone. So eBay doesn't always give you the same results, even if you do the exact same search terms. This says fake smiles on it. It has that like rose and skeleton design on the back. It's just like a pretty cheap windbreaker, but I thought this might be some kind of a streetwear brand I've never heard of, fake smiles, but nothing comes up. So leave it behind. Could have been cool. I don't know. I'm not trying to buy a bunch of clothes right now because my my clothes inventory is pretty full, and that stuff takes a long time to sell. Let's put this back on a hanger. Put it back where somebody else can find it, and it's not blocking my way because it was just hanging over the rod. So look at those real quick, and I think we're just about done here. I'm gonna this is what I was saying where the store seems empty. Right there is always shoes, men's shoes all along that whole wall, and that entire rack was empty. I thought maybe they moved them over here. Those are mostly kid shoes. So where did all the men's shoes go? I don't know, but let's go to the next store. I'm going to check out at Salvation Army, and then now we're at the Goodwill. So it's not too far away, but the traffic was bad today. And it took me about 20 minutes to get from one store to the other, even though it's probably less than 2 miles. These aisles always have at least one person in them, so I'm trying to find a way to get through here without interrupting anybody. And this guy's spending a long time being right where I want to be, and then he sees me coming and he gets out of the way. So I'm looking at shoes. Those I looked at. Can you see them? It says Drip, and I'm pretty sure it has a picture of Olivia Rodrigo on it. So I'm like, let me check this out, and I look up Drip, Drip shoes Olivia, and nothing on eBay comes up, either currently listed or sold. And then I open up Google. I'm like, let me see if Google will tell me anything. And I'm trying to do an image search, Google image search, and nothing really comes up from that either. So then I do that same. Maybe I do get something here. Yeah. So here's where I get a picture of it on Google. And then I want to see what this article says because it's about Nike trying to sue this company Drip for making knockoff Nikes and just putting adding little things to it like butterflies and stuff to make them. I guess they thought if we just make a Nike shoe and add something to it, we're not going to get in trouble. But I guess Nike's suing them, and I'm assuming that's why there's none on eBay. That eBay's taken those shoes down because of this lawsuit. Nike probably has been in contact with somebody at eBay saying we don't want anybody selling these Drip brand shoes. That's my guess. I don't know that those were worth anything, even if I could sell them, but doesn't look like you could sell that stuff on eBay. Here's a new card of DVDs. I don't look too closely at them really. Just a quick glance and then keep moving. That lady's blocking the aisle, so go back down this way. And now I just catch a glimpse out of the corner of my eye of a telescope, and there's a guy standing there looking at it for quite a while. So I'm trying to wait for him to leave. And while he does, I'm looking up. I could see right next to him there's I can't remember what it's called. It's like a it's like a home bar where you put a bunch of alcohol, different bottles of alcohol in it somehow, and then it can make mixed drinks for you automatically. And seems like it's worth about $100 to 120. So I'm waiting for this guy to move away from that thing and from the telescope so I can get a look at them. But I guess when I come up here and start looking at this close, he recognizes that I wanna get in there. He moves out of the way. So this telescope, they got 75 bucks on it, and I'm trying to search for it. It's a little bit tough, but I do find a few sales of that. I have to go back and look for the model number in a minute, but I do find some that sold for like one sold for like 500 with free shipping, and then one sold for like 300 with $120 shipping or something like that. So it's not a cheap telescope, but I don't know. I was a little hesitant to buy it. If it was 50, I might have jumped on it, but for 75, maybe I could sell it for 300, but then I got to deal with storing it. It's huge. How am I going to pack it? So, I don't know. If I went back on another day and it was a little bit cheaper, I might buy it. I might buy it just to keep it, but then again, like I don't know if all the parts are there. I'm pretty sure it probably comes with a few different eyepieces, and there was only one there, like different magnifying lenses for the eyepiece. So I'm right now. I'm still thinking about it, and I was thinking like when I check out, I'm going to tell them I want that. But at the last minute, I just decided no, not for 75. Like for 75, and I could sell it for 300. Maybe you make $100, 120. Oh, here's a good thing. This is Starbucks bear, and I don't know what it is. It just says Starbucks on it, and it says 21. And so I'm trying to search for it. I find somebody sold a bear similar to this, but different, totally different, like with a Starbucks apron for like $39. And there it is, right there with a green apron. So they got 40 bucks for one. So I'm doing an image search, and I can't find one exactly like this. But I figured it's only $2. I'm not going to spend much time doing this research. I'm going to assume if a similar-ish one sold for 40, that this one will be worth more than two, and so I'm going to grab that and take it with me. And once I got home and I started doing some research, it's pretty good. It's Starbucks Bear celebrating the 21 years that Starbucks has been in business in the Philippines, and it's wearing like a traditional Philippine men's outfit. And I found that they made a man one, a boy one, and a girl one. And the people have sold the two together for like 160 bucks. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to price this at because it's just the man, it's just the boy. I don't have the girl one. and and is it worth half if you have two? So I'll probably try to get it $60 for it. I mean, if I get 20 for it, I would be happy. But if I can get 60, I'd be real happy. Right there is you can't see it. I just pulled it down from the top shelf. It's a what do you call it? Food dehydrator. Seems to sell for about $100, but it doesn't have any of the shelves inside of it. So I'm already going to be knocking it down probably to 60 because of that. And I think they had $30 on it. So left it behind. There's the Omega juicer I was looking at last week. As soon as I pulled the box out, I could feel how light it was on one side, and I knew this was the one that had pieces missing, so I left it behind. All right, let's look at some more dishes, see what we can find. All right, here's some good ones. These are Over and Back is a brand. It's usually just one word, Over and Back, but when you search for it on eBay, eBay automatically splits it up into three words, Over and Back. I have sold some stuff from them before. I don't know where they're sold at or what they're really about, but this is a brand. This is a pattern called Northern Lights. So it's all white on the inside and the bottom, and then it has raw clay around the rim. They're pretty good. Like a set of four of these sells for like um, $60, 70. And then I see out of the corner of my eye some dinner plates too. So once I figured out that the bowls were okay, they were only $1 a piece. I decided, okay, I'll take these. I'll take these plates too. I'm not gonna bother searching them up. But the plates aren't worth quite as much. I'll probably get the plates were $2 a piece, so I'm gonna be spending $6 on those, and I'll probably sell those for 45 for the 3 plates. But pretty good. I'm pretty happy with those. That pickup right there. I was just looking at that little bowl, and I can't remember the company. What is it called? Fullerton or something like that. It's like a company that made wooden bowls, and then they did some kind of process to embed them with plastic. So they called it like, it's not anodized, but it's something like that, like amarized or anodized wood. I can't remember what they call it, but I have sold some of that stuff before, and I probably would have picked that one up, but it had some. It looked like somebody put something in it and let it set for a long time with water in it, and it just caused some damage. I just picked up that little micro cassette recorder in a box, and it was $10. If it was cheaper, I probably would have bought that, even though I'm almost positive that it would be inoperable. Those things, those things just have rubber bands inside them, and so they break, and then you're either going to fix it or throw it in the garbage. I can't remember the name of this thing, but it's like some kind of a device. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be for students in a classroom. All the students have one, and then you do some kind of a quiz, and they press A or they press B or whatever, and answer the questions on the quiz. So there's only one of those. It seems like people are selling them of lots of like 40 and 60. So it's really designed for a whole classroom. The only one I found that sold with just one sold for 99 cents. I mean, $9.99. And I think that thing was 99 cents. So I don't want to mess with it for $10. Glasses case, I think it was called, is it called Lay Glasses? LE glass, something like that. It sounded fancy. Maybe that's a fancy brand, and I could have done okay by just selling the case, but left it behind. Okay, where are we? Here's a new inventory cart. Cabbage Patch Kid blender. Had to squeeze past that Louis Vuitton bag. I think it was a knockoff. It said something else besides Louis Vuitton on the little squares. I've been looking. I've been surprised lately at how many people I see walking around with Louis Vuitton bags. I don't know how many of them are bootlegs, but that one I'm pretty sure was it. I don't know what it said in the little square, but it wasn't in Louis Vuitton. This thing I'm looking up is like IBM home. What would you call it? Like it would be something like a smart home thing, but it looks real old, like IBM. It's probably from like the mid 90s. And it's brand new, still sealed. It was an expansion kit, and I found one that sold for like $40, and I think they only had $2 or $3 on it. But one sold, and they were like 15 currently listed. So leave that behind. That's a bad sell-through rate for me. Those Fisher Price walkie-talkies, maybe I should have looked those up. Here's a Google Home speaker, smart speaker. These things have no real value, I guess. They had $10 on it. They seem to sell brand new for about 12. That could be an older one. I don't know. I've got a few of those around the house. That's what I use to turn the lights on and off down here in my inventory. I should call it a warehouse, I guess. Little apartment in the basement. Board games. These are the kind of board games I like that have like, it's something you never heard of, and then it has the names of the people who invented it on the box. Some of them would be like Kickstarter projects, and they could be worth money. That one wasn't worth anything. And I got a text from Jessica just before this saying she was on the way home, and I wanted to go home and get dinner started before she got here. So I'm going to quickly get out of this store. I would look here a little bit more. I do have some time, but it's just so crowded today. Oh, there's a bowling ball I'm going to check out. It's got like, I sold a lot of those bowling balls, and they all came right here from this rack. Maybe 5 or 6 of those bowling balls similar to that. They usually sell them there for like $3 or $4, and I've been selling them for like 40 to 60. That one, maybe I could have sold it, but it had some big chunks out of the surface of it, so I decided not to mess with it. I'm trying to look at shoes here. I'm not looking at clothing too much, if I can help it. But I want to look at these, see if there's any shoes. That was a pair of shoes that said Cadillac. So I don't know if Cadillac is licensing out their name to just anybody, but those were like the cheapest shoes I've ever picked up. So either Cadillac licensed their name or somebody just put the name Cadillac on them. So the aisles are so full that I'm not even going down here. But I'm gonna look at this section. I'm still trying to find like some winter clothes for myself. Just quickly look at the sweaters and things. That looks like a borderline kind of Coogie style, but it has no tag in it at all. So how can you know? Well, there's a tag, but it's not. It doesn't have a brand. It just has care instructions. Weatherproof brand. That looks like. I thought it might be Polo, Ralph Lauren, but no, weatherproof. So I think this is just about it. We're gonna be wrapping things up, heading towards the cash register here pretty soon. So we'll be zipping up the camera any second now. Oh yeah, that Lacoste. I don't know if that was a dress, like a sleeveless dress. I think it was a woman's dress, but like a very short dress. But how do you search up Lacoste sleeveless? Then a million things come up. I don't know if it's a dress or if it's just a long like it's not exactly a vest, but sleeveless T-shirt. It, I think it was brand new. Had a tag for like $55, but couldn't find it. So it's time to zip up and head home. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.